Hello, Raleigh. Robert Courts coming to you live from your backyard, reminding you, Raleigh, that everything you need, from doctor, lawyer to Indian chief, is all right here in your backyard. And I'm very fortunate to be visiting today with Elan Long. Elan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing great, surviving quarantine with only a minimal amount of self medication.
That's good.
That's good. I'm very pleased. Well, for those who are joining us, just to give you a little background, excuse me, Ellen is the owner of Jewels by Elan. She is a national, maybe international jeweler. She graduated from the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. She had a storefront in Manhattan for how long?
Well, I had three, but
Three.
the last one that I had, it was there for a little over 2 years.
So a seasoned self-employed veteran. And now she has her practice or her jeweler shop in the local incubator, the Raleigh Market, previously the Raleigh Flea Market. And that must be a unique situation right now, Alan.
Oh, absolutely. I've been there. I was outside for about 2 years, and now I'm a permanent indoor vendor in the commercial building. And because we're owned by the state, we're at the fairgrounds. We closed either the last week of February or the first week in March. I'm getting the dates confused. And so we're completely shut down.
Yes, I've driven by and it's not the same. I'm a big fan of the Flea or the Raleigh Market, excuse me.
Yeah.
It is such a great place. If you ever wanted to be self-employed, it is such a great place to try an idea. Or in your case, if you're coming into the area to set up and modify your practice. So it really is an incubator for many, many local opportunities. Tell us a little bit about your jewelry and what you do in your practice.
Well, I have a boutique inside, and basically, I handcraft a lot of the jewelry. I also do handbags and iPad tablet covers. And I mix that in with merchandise that I purchase from all over the world. And so I have a little bit of everything. And so I work from home 5 days a week, actually manufacturing, and then I'm
Uh,
at the market 2 days a week. So I've been working 7 days a week for almost a year.
you might need a break. Um,
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that because I actually was on a cruise in February. We left February 17th, came back the 23rd, 22nd, and I came to the market on the 23rd, and that was just before all of this hit. So I was pretty tired when I came back. So the fact that we have not been open has been a little bit of a reprieve for me. But yeah, so I just missed all that was going on with the cruise ships.
yes, scary. But on
Very.
uh, when you're self-employed and you get a vacation, you sometimes need a couple days to recover from that vacation you get. Um,
Exactly.
um, well, with the Raleigh market closed, how have you been spending your time lately?
Well, it started with since I work from home, the TV's always on. So I have been watching every news program you can think of. And so one of the things I realized is that self employed people that are sole proprietors were given the opportunity to actually sign up for unemployment.
Is
So
that
I
right?
was watching, yeah, I was watching that to see if that was going to change. So I went on immediately and was able to get on and actually put in for unemployment. So it's now pending resolution, which a lot of people are having this problem, and also the fact that a lot of people aren't able to go to get on. I was kicked out probably 4 or 5 times before I was able to actually finish the application.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot, that you really have to be persistent, that you can't give up. You know, it gets kicked out, and if you phone, the phone sometimes disconnects.
Hmm.
Were you one of those early bird or odd hours? Did you try that? Did that work for you?
I was an early adapter, and so I got in early. But then when I was getting kicked out, I went in either early, mostly late at night.
Okay.
And I was just able to click in one time and was able to put in all the information that I needed. But prior to that, I actually was on three conference calls. The first conference call was the Raleigh Office of Economic Development, which was extremely helpful, gave
Okay.
a lot of information. And I had, prior to that, had gone in and saw put in application for the economic, it's EDLI, I believe, economic disaster, where COVID-19 was one of the drop downs that you were able to apply. So I went in and did that application immediately and uploaded the documents that they needed. So I was able to do that. I also had a counseling session with Wake Tech, Tony Jones at the Wake Tech Center, Small Business Center. That was extremely helpful. And then I was on a mastermind class for Etsy that same night. So I've been extremely busy looking up information, putting in applications, and just real busy doing that.
So that's great. With our time now, we have to stay focused and keep occupied. Have you found this an opportunity to enhance your product line or do some of the jewelry creativity or creating new jewelry?
Yeah, at first I wasn't really because my head wasn't there, but then I got into it, and then friends of mine who were actually entrepreneurs and actually design clothes, jewelry, anything you can think of. I've been back and forth with them on Instagram and Facebook, and so I've been doing that. Been working on a new product line, so I've been working with that. I've been putting this off for a while. I need to switch over my website. And so I've been working on getting that information moved from one hosting platform to another, which is a huge job. I actually, I wish I could hire someone to do it. I've been doing everything myself. So that's one of the reasons why I'm working 7 days a week.
Yeah, well, I've found that so many of us are like finding those bills that or pay. I had Insta Ink, for example. I'm paying all
Mhm.
the things that right now I got to cut off. I got three things of ink. I don't need to worry about that. So it's a
Right.
true. Um, Jonathan, who runs YBY with us, we're just talking about all the things we plan to do next week to get the site improved and all those little things that when you're out working on your business that get put aside, right? So that's
Exactly.
a good activity. Well, you mentioned a lot of resources. Can we circle back around to Tony Jones at Wake Tech? Can you tell us a little
Right.
more about the services there?
Yeah, they have it's like almost like score. And so they are able to provide counseling sessions. I've been to a couple of their workshops, so I was in their system. And so that's why I get a lot of the information that I get. So I actually went online. They said, if you want to sign up for a counseling session, please do that. So I did. You can pick from a list of like 5 or 6 different people. I actually clicked on his profile. He had a business that I think he sold. That he ran a while back. And so he's been very, very helpful. He sent me a lot of information, which I've used. And actually, let me step back. Before I even did any of that, I saw an email somewhere that gave a list, probably from the Office of Economic Development, that gave a list of um, SBA area personnel. So
Mm.
that same day, I called and spoke to the senior area manager from the SBA and got him on the phone, which I was shocked. And he sent me some information and he said all small businesses should try to get these SBA loans. You should at least try to apply. That's why I was one of the earlier people that actually went online to do that. And then there was also, I'm not sure the name. I think it was Green Leaf or Golden Leaf or something like that. They were giving out funds. I think they had something like 15 million. It was gone in a day.
Yeah.
And so I actually went online and put in an application. Even though the funds were gone, they may put more funds into it. So my application is already there. So that's another thing that I did. But the Wake Tech does an excellent job of doing these different classes, checking in with people. So that's been very helpful.
I'm finding that there's a lot of places where we can pick up a little bit of information. Today, I'm homeschooling today. So if you have
Oh, okay.
background, we're both online. Um, but NC Senator Jay Cheduri, mispronounced that, but he's our local Raleigh House representative, and he gave his phone number and email and said if you're having trouble getting through on the unemployment, that you can call his office or email his office directly. So,
Oh, wow. Okay, please send that information to me.
well, I certainly will, and we'll make it available on the YBY website. Um,
Great.
on a tangent, have you heard anything about the Raleigh market, or is it just indefinitely shut? Are they doing anything virtually at this time?
You know something, I haven't heard anything, so I'm not sure. I'm in touch with certain people that are at the market. As just a quick aside, a lot of people start there and then they open up businesses. Bad Cat Coffee actually was one of the vendors there, and they now have a location in Morgan Hall. And so there are a number of people that have left there and have opened up businesses. So I keep in touch with some of those people, but I haven't heard anything from the market directly recently.
All right. Well, we'll try to reach out and see because that really is a Raleigh institution.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
is there any other nuggets you can share with your fellow self-employed that you would have at the tip of your fingers right now?
The only thing I can say is things that you don't think that you qualify for, just assume that you do and go in and put an application. The only thing they can say is no.
That's right.
Um, and I think that in some cases, this might benefit people moving forward that maybe weren't able to maybe get a loan, that maybe now is the opportunity for you to be able to do that. Because some of the restrictions have been lessened. Like, for instance, the SBA loans, you used to have to be uh, declined by a bank before you could even go in and apply. That no longer applies. You don't have to be declined by a bank. So I just think it's important for people just to look for any grants you think you can, well, any grants that are available, low interest loans, because the loan that I applied for, it's up to 30 years with an interest rate of, I think, 3.75 if you're a for-profit business. So and I think it's the loan amount you can get up to 2 million. So again, people out there that actually may need a loan, this might be a great opportunity for you to try to get one.
I agree with that. I was also reading there's loans out there where if you use X% of it for your payroll to keep your staff on, a huge portion is even forgivable. So you don't have to pay that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But, for people like myself, we don't employ anyone. So we think that a lot of this stuff doesn't apply to us. But I would say to anybody who's watching this, that's a sole proprietor, don't assume that.
I agree. A lot of solopreneurs that need to go ahead and apply and get out there. So,
Exactly.
well, Ellen, thank you so much for spending time with us. You are a wealth of knowledge. We hope you'll check in with us in a couple weeks, and when it's all done, and we can move.
Absolutely will do that.
Um, well, thank you, Raleigh. Thank you for joining us. Ellen, Jules by Elan, and everything you need is right here in your backyard. Join us again tomorrow, please.
Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you.